How much do you think this outfit cost me to buy? This sweatshirt, I got it from Old Navy for $20. This t-shirt, Uniqlo for $8. These jeans, H&M for $20. So in total, that makes that this outfit was $48, which pretty cheap for an entire outfit, right? But the environmental impact of this outfit is way more than $48. All of these clothing items are from different stores, but they are all linked by one thing: fast fashion. You've probably heard of fast fashion from brands like Forever 21 and H&M, but the founding of fast fashion was actually about 30 years ago. In the 1990s, Zara started up in New York City. Zara had a model where an item of clothing could go from sketch to being sold in stores in 15 days, which is pretty fast. Therefore, the term fast fashion was coined by the New York Times. But that was 30 years ago. How much more clothing do you think we consume now? As of 2020, we consume 400% more clothing than we did in the year 2000. But that's not a big deal, right? It's just clothing. Wrong. The fashion industry, and thus the fast fashion industry, contributes about 8 to 10% of the entire world's carbon emission. The fast fashion industry is also the second biggest consumer of water. But how does that make sense? All of this is made from fabric. You wouldn't need water, nor would you emit carbon. Well, that's also wrong. This 100% cotton t-shirt needed 700 gallons of water to be made. And this sweatshirt, which is made from polyester, is cheaper than cotton. But even though it's cheaper, it releases more carbon than cotton. Polyester also takes longer to biodegrade in landfills. This pair of jeans needed 1 kilogram of cotton to be made. They also took 2,000 gallons of water. According to Levi's, one of the biggest jean manufacturers in the world, one pair of jeans emits as much carbon as driving 69 miles. In addition to all the water used to make the clothing, the water left over from the dyeing process is often just dumped out into the world, and that water is toxic and cannot be integrated into the environment. The fashion industry actually contributes 20% of all the wastewater worldwide, and that wastewater cannot be reused. Fast fashion is making clothes that can be produced quickly and cheaply. Thus, most of the fabrics made for clothing are cheap and can be worn out very quickly. Because of fast fashion, 57% of discarded clothing ends up in the landfill. Over half of fast fashion items are thrown away every year. One full garbage truck of clothes is sent to be burned or discarded of every second. Also, 35% of the microplastics in the ocean come from clothing. The fast fashion industry has created so much waste because of the low quality items, which often have to get thrown away much earlier than an average item of clothing. People also throw away their clothes more than donating them. A lot of clothes aren't made from polyester and cotton like these two items. They're made from viscose or rayon, which create harmful chemicals that can damage the worker and the environment. But fast fashion has become way more normalized than it should be because almost every well-known brand uses these unethical ways to make clothing. It's also pretty confusing to find a brand that is not unethical. Also, because the clothing is easily accessible and because it's really cheap, clothing's pretty appealing. In the next 10 years, the textile manufacturing industry will increase by 60%. How much more carbon will be emitted, and how much more water do you think will be wasted by that 60%? So how can you contribute to ending fast fashion? Buying clothes made from sustainable fabrics such as organic cotton, linen, silk, hemp, and lyocell will help you waste less fabric on your clothes. You can also reuse your clothes and wear them for longer instead of just tossing them out when you're done with them. You can also participate in the secondhand industry, which means buying clothes that have previously been worn by other people, and that industry is projected to hit $64 billion by 2024. Ethical clothing brands is also using data to project how well an item is going to sell so that items aren't overproduced and thus have to be sold more cheaply. The United Nations also created a program called the Alliance for Sustainable Fashion that is working to end the fast fashion industry. Continuing to wear an item for 9 months longer could actually decrease the environmental impact by 25%. So if you're sick of this hoodie, just suck it up and wear it for longer. So next time you see a sale on H&M.com, think about the environmental impact of your clothing before you buy.